Yeah, I really wanted to just draw this for you. Okay, let's say 1, 2, 3. Drum production. And later FX production, because FX production is going to complement the drum production and the arrangement later on, because arrangement will require all of these, right? But FX production, if you learn a little bit, FX production when you are doing the drum production, you got the whole thing done, because FX is the biggest weapon when you're trying to tell a story with the arrangement. Energy levels go up and down, and you are able to do all of this with the FX production and drum production too, of course. Complements each other. Okay, so mid-range production. I also want to say bass, but there's literally nothing to learn about bass. This is all about having a good preset. What does that mean? Sublab. This is what I use lately for all my bass. Sublab. I used to, and for electric guitar type of bass, electric bass type of stuff, I use Kontakt. This is all about having a good resource. There's nothing to learn here. There's absolutely nothing to learn here. You just need to scroll through presets and see what fits and what doesn't fit. That's all. So mid-range production. Actually, before mid-range production, I want to jump to the vocal production. Yes, this is it. This is going to take too much time of yours. Imagine if you focus on this like 3 months, then you need to focus this one double probably, because believe me, this is going to take so much time. I always thought this wouldn't take this much time. I always underestimated, but it seems like I calculated wrong. I thought if I was just done all of these stuff, I will be fine, but it didn't work that way. So I spent more time on this. Like imagine you're taking an exam, right? So you spend, but these questions are going to come from this, right? But if you spend your entire time on this and this, again, you're going to probably not be able to pass. And it's so this is like super important. Yeah, people just think if they just record the vocals and they're just done with it, but there's a lot of hidden work. This one doesn't really that much hidden work. A little bit. FX does have a little bit, but this one has a lot of hidden work. Oh my God, lots of hidden work. So that's why whatever you spend here, you spend here double. You just double it. So let's say 6 months. Okay, and just giving you an example. Okay, rest is mid-range production. This is just having a melody in your mind. Have a melody and scroll through presets. You just scroll through presets, you find what you like most, and you pick that one, and you save that preset, you take a screenshot of it, and same goes for the bass. These are all about finding, finding the good presets. That's why big producers spend so much time on finding good sounding sounds, because sound can sound good or bad. If it sounds bad, that means that probably produced by a not so experienced producer. If it sounds good, and if it's just one layer, right? But it sounds good, right? Yes, that means that's a good producer. It sounds good and people are gonna like it. But this, like, imagine you don't scroll through enough presets and you just pick the first piano presets that you like. No, you gotta scroll more. You gotta keep scrolling. You gotta keep scrolling to find a good one. So, okay, let's say this is 3 months. I will say this is 6 months. It could take longer. For me, it took so long because I didn't have the resources. We finally, somebody made a vocal production course and saved all of our asses. But this is gonna take even longer if you don't have right guidance. And you're lucky you got me, because I learned from all of my mistakes. So I wouldn't want you to go through that crazy direction. You just go straight to the source. So yeah, probably I will say if it's 6 months for me, probably it's like 4 months for you. That's all. I'm honest here. 4 months probably If you spend like 2 months here, 3 months here, 4 months, you should be fine because you got the good guidance. And this is too, of course. And mid-range production, again, this is like, oh my god, this is back. Look, this part is so important. I told you to scroll through presets. This is the easiest one, right? It looks like this is the easiest one. It's just like scrolling. You constantly scroll through presets, having a good library of sounds and scrolling through presets one by one. That's all you gotta do. But this takes the longest. So what you need to do, focus on drum production, because drum production is like learning to write, right? Let's say you're 5 years old. What do they teach you? Do they teach you to read the whole sentence immediately? No, they teach you like, hey, this is K, this is C, this is A, this is T, E, stuff like that, right? They teach you this stuff, right? And then you learn how to read the whole sentence. And sometimes they combine it with the whole sentence. They say, okay, this is Kate. And if you say Kate, and this is the first letter, this is a K. So you make the connection. You zoom out, see the whole thing, and you zoom in, you see the letter. So that's why this is so important. Because even if you don't have so many drums in your genre, drum selection gives your song the identity. It gives the style. It's so fundamental. There are like 2 million versions of clap sounds. 2 million versions. Which one you're gonna choose? Or when you listen to it, you'll be like, oh my god, but that's so unique. That doesn't sound like a clap. But you're gonna know the action is a clap, because you spend good enough time on drum production to know that that's not a snare, that's not a hi-hat, that's not this, that's probably a clap. So drum terminology definition is going to come from this drum production. That's why I highly recommend do the drum production, focus on the vocal production right after. I'm not saying that don't skip this, just do like scroll through 1-2 presets every week, not 1-2 actually, 20-30 presets, and write down what you like. This is the preset. There's nothing to teach here. Like, I can't teach anything here, I swear. Like, most of the time, most of the big producers, like, they keep scrolling. They don't even need to layer most of the stuff. You'll be shocked. Like, if you go to these hit songs or like popular songs or other songs, you see there's like only one layer. He doesn't have like 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. Because it already sounds good, means that he spent enough time to scroll through each of these presets, just like our contest submission. So what I did, I just picked one of my favorite presets on Avenger. It's the synth that we use for EDM production, but mostly pop music producers, generally overall producers, don't really use it because it's not really popular. It's finally getting popular, I guess. But I want you to know that I just use. Previously, I liked something and I just go straight to it. I go straight to Avenger. I knew what I was gonna grab because I needed something like a little bit more mid-rangey, but also a little bit catchy, and also something plucky. So it will just get the attention of the people. I knew exactly where to go. So this all happened because I scrolled through enough presets on Avenger. This all happened because every week I scroll through presets every week, and then I'm like, okay, I like this one. Let me just start. Because when you like a preset, you can also actually start it on your DAW, or you can save it. I normally save it to use it later. So this is a good one. Okay, so now you know what to do. Drum production is very important because at least you get the arrangement structure of it. You know when to hit the clap, when snare hits, when crash hits, what type of crash sound complements the first bar, what type of crash sound complements the second bar. So you make the definition with, if you don't program enough drums, you're not gonna know. You're just gonna put as high, long length crash everywhere. But sometimes it's gonna require you to put a smaller one. But if you're not programming enough drums, how are you gonna know? So this is good enough time, good amount of time needs to be spent here too. And if you really follow this, if you do this 5 days a week, give yourself like 2 days a break, 2 days of break a week, I believe. If you do this, if you follow this approach, 1 year, you're just gonna be better than me. I swear to God, like, I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. This is the cheat code. But don't think like they're gonna be like shortcuts for everything, because this is like the shortest ever. This is absolutely the shortest cut ever. And please don't think that the amount of work you spent here, I mean, you shouldn't look at the outcome. Don't look at the outcome. Only look at how much time you spent. Only focus on the time. This is very important. So yeah, let's say you're gonna spend like 30 minutes today, right? So if you just say that, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do a drum bit, and I'm gonna try to like it. Try to like it. Wrong. Focus on the time you spent. Time. When you doubt yourself, stop listening. Remove the headphones. I'll just draw like a headphone for you. Remove it. Stop listening. Stop listening. Just look at the time you spent. That's why I got a timer. I got a timer because we musicians, another reason these skills are difficult, because we're supposed to be emotional in order to create something, right? But as soon as your emotions are in the picture, as soon as motivation, expectation from your motivation, as soon as you feel like you need to be motivated to do something, this is the pitfall. This is the pitfall. Because you want to be motivated from what you hear. But how are you going to be motivated? You got great ears. You got amazing ears. No way that you can be motivated. If you are motivated by bad drums, bad sounding drums, I mean, composition can be right. So I'm worried about your composition. I'm not worried about the drum selection yet. We're going to improve that with the libraries. We're going to pick the correct sounds. So we're going to improve that. Don't worry. But the drum composition, okay? But how are you going to be able to motivate yourself if all the sounds are bad? But how are you going to be able to pick the correct sounds? That's a lot of sound selection choice. That also requires this. So everything literally goes to this. So this is the magic. I'm telling you, this is the magic for music production. Which means there's no fucking magic. Oh my God, I'm so inspired when I'm making stuff like this. Oh my God, yeah. But yeah, girl, I believe in you. Like you're killing it. So this is your motivation. Look at this. That's all. This is the trick. This is the trick. Means there's no actual trick. Time. Yeah, 30 minutes. Okay, take care.